We are living in a state of exhaustion, and part of that is due to a lack of sleep, which is all about today's mini episode, this wonder drug called sleep. Today, we're going to talk about how we sleep and 5 simple strategies to improve your slumber. When we surveyed our 11,000 people, an astounding 78% of people reported sleep imbalances. So they're either sleeping less than 8 hours sleep a night, or they're waking up in the night not being able to get back to sleep. 78%. The economic impact of sleep loss is absolutely massive. An American study estimated the annual cost of businesses for insomnia at $63 billion. And now we're seeing sleep being such a powerful performance enhancer in elite sports people and elite executives. They actually have naps during the day. Sleep is linked to every biological process. You're more attentive, more focused, better recall, better memory, better mood, confidence, leadership, the list goes on. So we know that sleep is important, but did you know that poor sleep is associated with Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and increased stress level? And in today's world, the link to mental health is so strong. It really is the foundation. So it's important. It's a really important topic to discuss. And what I am passionate about is looking at the science behind how we were designed to sleep. And I find this knowledge really powerful. So imagine you're living 40,000 years ago. You're living on the floor of the jungle in Africa. After 8 hours of a solid sleep, you probably won't be around to wake up. Our body is miraculous. It's a $1 trillion machine that we've never been taught how to use. We've actually been designed to sleep in cycles that are about 1.5 to 2 hours long. So we actually wake up every 1.5 to 2 hours because we had to pop up from the jungle floor to check for danger, to check for someone that was about to kill us. So this means that you do wake up in a cycle in the night. You might change position, have a moan and a groan, and then slip into the next cycle. That is totally normal. However, what's happening now is that our thinking kicks in these breaks. And so you start to worry about the next day, what you've got on, important meetings, something might be going on with the kids, you've got a test at school. And so that space that's filling up your mind basically opens up that cycle and makes it wider, keeping you awake. So thinking about sleep as anything else other than an active phase is actually doing us a disservice to our miraculous physiology. So if you break that down and think about, I get up in the night and I go to the toilet, and you might think that that's not normal. That's normal, but it's what you do after that that is the critical piece. So do you get up in the night, go to the bathroom, go back to sleep? Or do you get up in the night, go to the bathroom, and then you're stuck awake for hours? So this is common, but not normal. And as we age for various reasons, our melatonin production decreases. These cycles, the gap between them is harder to stitch together. So what you need to know is that we have these moments of wakefulness that are completely normal. And it's critical what you do in that time. And then, of course, there's a biological reason for waking up, like maybe caffeine or alcohol can wear off, and that causes a huge blood sugar crash in the middle of the night, which wakes you up. So sleep actually also makes us smarter. I loved learning this. They've dissected brains, and we see increased gray matter in a brain for people that sleep more. So poor sleep has been shown to make people feel 7 times more helpless, 5 times more alone. And that makes so much sense because during sleep, what's actually happening is it's the brain's chance to detoxify. So the brain clears out all of these harmful proteins and waste that builds up between the cells. Super interesting. And I could nerd out on this all day. So let's get practical. Now that you know there is no drug on this planet that can mirror the benefits of this wonderfully simple strategy called sleep, let's talk about the 5 tips. And there are so many, but these are just my top 5 for now. Strategy sleep tip 1, your language. So many of my clients come to me self-diagnosing themselves as a poor sleeper. So they may even strengthen it by saying they've always been a bad sleeper. The words you choose make a difference. Your words represent your reality. If you think and talk as a poor sleeper, that is the vibrational energy that you're sitting in. You are creating that state for yourself. Your words are so powerful, so be careful what you wish for. Think of yourself as your own genie. Your wish is your command. So what are you commanding? What are you asking for? What are you focusing on? So let's get into this a bit. So get into the feeling of how good it feels. Remember a time when you had a great sleep, when you woke up refreshed, you're in a great mood, you had awesome energy, you're running around. How would you describe what you really, really want? And use all of your senses for that. We've lost the art of using our senses to create a vision of what we want. And the mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So what do you see, smell, hear, taste, feel? So use all of your senses and imagine. And if you can't remember it, if you can't remember a time when you slept well, imagine it. Imagine using all of those senses, what it feels like to wake up refreshed with awesome energy. Sleep strategy tip number 2, prepare yourself for sleep. So imagine setting an alarm to go to bed. And I love giving this homework to my clients. It's such a great exercise. The alarm goes off, you go to bed, lights out, and the lighting, this is a whole nother podcast, but the lighting itself is super important. Lights out, it's that simple. You can do a lights out challenge with yourself and your friends if you guys aren't all sleeping well. Did you know that sleep can do more to take weight off than exercise? So when I share that with my clients, somehow it seems to get more impact. It seems to be more motivating to go to bed earlier. Set the alarm. When the alarm goes off, go to bed. Lights out, go to bed. Sleep strategy number 3, sleeping on your right side. So I learned this from an incredible breathwork facilitator who's coming on the podcast in a few weeks, Sachin Patel. He is amazing. So don't miss that episode. Sleeping on your right side and breathing through your left nostril is connected to our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our relaxed state. So sleeping on your left side and breathing through your right nostril is connected to our sympathetic nervous system, or our fight or flight. So sleep on your right side and not on your left. Most importantly, breathe through your nose and not through your mouth. And to start this, you may need to tape your lips to be sure. What you might also notice if you do tape your lips, or if you focus on breathing through your nose, that you stop snoring. And when you stop snoring, that's connected to a much more restorative sleep, which will then give you all those benefits of all day energy and focus and mood. Sleep strategy number 4, an oldie but a goodie, remember counting sheep. So if you can't get back to sleep, if you've been up in the night and your mind is racing, and it's been designed to race, by the way, we're thinking about 50 to 60,000 thoughts. So we've been designed to worry because we have been designed to survive, but it's what you do with that. So imagine I set you a challenge where you're counting backwards from 300 in threes and see how far you can get. When I try this, I really don't get very far at all. And that's a key strategy of that is surrendering, really letting go, deciding that you don't give a SHIT. And usually once you've surrendered and once you've just given up, have you ever noticed that you just fall asleep straight away? That often happens if you're watching the clock and it might be 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and at 5:30, you're just like, whatever, and you're asleep straight away. Sleep strategy number 5, hack your way to sleep with magnesium. And quality matters here, the type of magnesium in your formula. So you can't just buy magnesium. Look at the ingredients, look at the type of magnesium, and make sure it's a really, really good practitioner or therapeutic grade quality. Most of us are operating from a place of magnesium deficiency, especially important in women. It's used in a lot of thousands of chemical processes in the body. Our soils are so deficient these days. And so this wonder mineral, we're just not getting enough through our food. And what it does is it relaxes all of the muscles in our body, including our bowels. Actually, that's why it's great for really good stools as well. But when that happens, it results in a much more restorative sleep. Woo! So they're the 5 sleep strategies. I would love to know how you go with these tips. There are so many accessible sleep strategies you can try. They don't need to cost a lot of money. They don't need to take a lot of time, but you need a plan if you're not sleeping wonderfully, because it really is this wonder drug. There is no medication on the planet that can mirror the effects of sleep. And it's free. So sample size of 1, which is beautiful you. What are you going to do to put a plan in place? The world needs you to be a good sleeper, to share that very special gift that only you have. See you next week. Bye-bye. Keep reaching to feel better, because the world needs you to feel good so you can share that very special gift that only you have. And if you want more, check out my next video here.